I could turn it around. You know? Oh yeah, night and day. This is what I would consider ADV, an adventure bike, a step up above dual sport. Not quite as capable as a dual sport, but way more capable than a street bike. Today we are going for a ride. I believe this is a 2005. Maybe it's older. I don't recall. It's been a while since I talked. This is my little brother's bike. He doesn't ride it. I have been trying to talk him out of this bike because I thought maybe get him something that he's more interested in because he doesn't seem to want to ride much anymore. Maybe throw it towards a fishing boat or something like that. But yeah, I like the Tigers. I rode one the other day, and I was going to get come back from HangCon, and I was going to hook up with a guy, but he left the next morning after I got back, and I was basically, hey, what time are you leaving today? Hoping I could snag a deal on the way out, or get him to bring the bike to me. He lived, I don't know, an hour and a half, close to 2 hours away, but yeah, anyway, so I rode that bike. It was a little bit more outfitted for the kind of stuff that I wanted to do, but still, this is a cool bike. Just put a battery in it. The tires were flat when I got on it, and I didn't realize it. Well, the rear I could tell, so I put air in that, and it's gone down since I put air in it. So maybe it's got a fast, slow leak. But I'm gonna ride this thing today because comparing this to the RT, it's pretty clunky transmission. But that the RT shifts like butter. Like absolute butter. So I'm going to do a few twisty roads. I may even find some off-road dealies because that's kind of why I'm interested in this bike. More of an off-road friendly. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be a lot noisier now because I don't really have the windscreen on here. And this thing is beating me to death, so yeah, this has got plenty of power for me. Yeah, I like leader bikes. I think they're just fine and dandy.
Just fine and dandy.
So damn, I got to get around this dump truck. I just don't think I want to be breathing dust for the next 20 miles. The question is, how hard is it for me to bump this thing around? Not hard at all. That's the answer to that one. Yeah, it gets up and goes. I would say probably a good chance I can bust some wheels too. Although I'm getting a little bit too old to be behaving like that. I mean, I should be a little bit more responsible, you know? I mean, not that riding like this is responsible. What am I doing? I'm only doing like 20 miles over the speed limit. This is a pretty curvy road. And I think 60 to 70 is probably about an average temperature or average speed on this road. Or temperature, 60 to 70 degrees. I think it's probably supposed to be up to 80 today. I don't remember. So there's 80. I'm going to take it off road here. Kind of show you the difference. The difference in that RT, if you'll remember, I rode this road not too long ago on the RT. Did some drone shots. You may or may not remember it. But what I did not do on the RT is anything crazy like this. Because, number one, the RT doesn't have suspension to take stuff like this. Doesn't have much ground clearance, and it certainly does not have the tires. This one has what I would call an 80-20 tire. You know, just enough knobs to not be really annoying on the pavement. So that's a perfect mixture, I think. 80-20 tire. Maybe this is a little bit more like a 70-30. I don't know. Depends on who you talk to about. Yeah, dude, this feels great on the dirt. Lumpy little dirt roads. Yeah. Well, this is like 90% of the stuff that I want to do. Or I'm sorry, not 90%. This is gonna be critical because I've been taking that damn RT in places I really shouldn't, and this bike will be fine even if I run up on a big pothole or some ruts. I'm blazing along and I see a big pothole. It's like, oh hey, okay. Odds are I'm not gonna break something. I'm not gonna wind up off in the woods bouncing. I'm not gonna shatter my, well, I don't know, these things have got aluminum rims on here. But yeah, I'm much more confident on a bike like this, riding trails like this. Well, trails, it's a dirt road. It's not a very well maintained dirt road. It's a gas road. The only thing they're doing out here, I think, is gas. They may be doing some yeah, see, you got ruts in here. You don't want to wind up in that stuff and then realize, oh hey, I'm going way too fast. How do I get out of this rut? That's pretty funny. I mean, think about that. Think about the phraseology that comes from basically trail riding, or maybe that's a throwback from the old wagon days. Stuck in a rut. That probably did not come from. Wow, I love this bike. Yeah, so I can get a bike like this, and I have seen quite a few of them, right around this age, a 955. I can get this bike for right around the price, and a lot of times cheaper than I can get a KLR. So what the hell? Is everybody that owns a KLR just are they just a fool? But not just that. Like a 2005 KLR should be 1,500, $2,000 top. A mint condition. A mint condition KLR should be 1,500, $2,000. Well, people are still asking $3,000, $3,500, sometimes $4,000 or $5,000. KLRs are really hard to find. I guess they've just really gotten popular, and a lot of people like me have touted that they're bulletproof. They'll do most things okay. But something like this will do pretty much everything. A bike like this will do pretty much everything a KLR will do off-road, and maybe even better. But this thing far surpasses a KLR on the highway, which is going to be probably 90% of the riding I'm going to do, unless I wind up doing the TAT. And this is the turn I took last time. I didn't go down that way because I think it was kind of rugged, but I want to just show you the difference, because I really crawled through here last time, and there's one little mud hole up here, and this is it. And I crawled through this thing because I'm thinking, man, I'm going to get in here and slip and slide. Oh yeah, there's two little mud holes, but that was the deep one with, I think it was a little bit more full of water. But yeah, didn't even think twice about going through there with this. Mainly because of the tires and the suspension. And the other reason, it's not my bike, so if I crush it, no big deal. It's not my bike. I just give it back to my brother again. Man, I don't know what happened. The frame broke. Yeah, you might recognize this from that video where I was flying my drone. If you actually watch my videos. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop talking about YouTube and their conspiracy against me. Because it sounds like I'm whining, does it not? It really sounds like, dang, Yeah, maybe your videos are just crap, Don. No, that's not true because people tell me my videos are awesome. I was watching. There's several YouTubers that are out there that they're like YouTube coaches, and I was watching one yesterday, and he was saying the same thing I've heard before. Maybe it's not YouTube, maybe it's you. Maybe you're just not. Your videos are not that good. And I was like, yeah, that's a pretty good possibility. I mean, I've always considered that, but with the effort that I put into my videos, I guess that's the thing. It's like I look at the other YouTubers in this genre, in the motorcycle genre, the guys that are putting out videos on YouTube. I look at them and I go, wow, they put a fraction of the effort into their videos that I did. Man, they've never been able to do that on that damn RT for a couple of reasons. It doesn't have the tires to stop like that, but not just that, it's got ABS, and you can't turn the freaking ABS off. So it would have just vibrated to a stop. Yeah, dude, this is so much. So I'm not anti-ABS. I think ABS is great for new riders or less than skilled riders or riders with not a lot of confidence. Now, see, this is coming. This is what would turn me around on the RT. Most likely, this kind of, and especially right here, this rocky stuff. But watch this. Oh yeah, talk about confidence. And I don't even know this bike. Well, that's a big hole right there. Wow, that could have been. Oof. Reminds me of that pothole that I ran over in Colorado that put that big ding in the RT. So yeah, there's a pretty big reason why I am looking for a new bike, and you're seeing it right here because this is not challenging terrain for me, but it's challenging range. It's challenging terrain for, hey Rudd, it's definitely challenging terrain for a street bike, which is, again, that's why I'm looking for something else. Oh yeah, I forgot this big pit is out here. The pit is right over there. Maybe I do not need to have to go down this trail. But yeah, dude, if I had the RT down here, I would be creeping and crawling and just being so very gentle, trying to keep number one, keeping the bike upright because it's got street tires on it and street suspension. But yeah, so I don't want to get in here. That's the other thing. I have been in some spots with that RT and when I'm like, oh, okay, no, this is as far as I go. I got to turn around, and then I'm porting down a hill like this, and this has got lots of it's got lots of places to turn around here. And I have been in spots where I go, no, that's the end of the road. I can't turn around, but how do I back this thing up? It's got no reverse. But on this, dude, yeah, I can turn this thing around. No big problem at all. Okay, it's going to be kind of hard to get in and out of there. On my 650, ba-bump, I just wheelie across that thing. But yeah, here, not so much. But it'd be a little bit more difficult with all my camping gear on the back on this bike, but I could turn it around. You know? Oh yeah, night and day. This is what I would consider ADV, an adventure bike, a step up above dual sport. Not quite as capable as a dual sport, but way more capable than a street bike, a sport touring bike like I'm sporting around on now. Lock 17. I don't talk about Lock 17 a lot, but I ride out there a lot, so a lot of the footage you've seen with me riding around blogging, you're going to see a really funny video coming out soon, but it takes a lot of effort, a lot of production, and I just haven't gotten around to finishing that thing. I've got to go back and shoot some footage. That's probably the biggest thing is going back and having to shoot all the footage that I need to finish this thing up. But anyway, so the whoa, that hole! Jesus, I forgot all about that thing. That could really hurt somebody. Dude, this thing, I wouldn't bring the RT out here, period. It's just not enough. I don't have enough suspension travel. And this suspension is really shocking me. I'm really impressed at how good this thing is handling my weight. And it may be sprung for I don't even know. It may have some aftermarket suspension in here. That's probably not a question that Mark would have asked, because people don't really modify their cars like they do motorcycles, especially ADV bikes. You know, they don't all come from the factory. They're not set up the way people want them to be. And you know, street bikes, people mod those too, but it's more of a performance and obnoxious mods there. So you know, you got to squeeze out that 6 more horsepower so you can beat your buddy on that quarter-mile stretch and just, you know, blow him away from in between lights, one light and another. You gotta blow your buddy away with that 6 more horsepower. And you know, you gotta chop off your pipes. Stuff like that. That's the kind of mods you see on street bikes. You don't really see well, that and ergonomics. You see performance and ergonomics on ADV bikes and dual sports. You see a lot of suspension modification. You see lighting. So lighting is real important, because if you're riding down this road at night, you didn't see that big 4-foot deep hole because you weren't well lit. So a lot of ADV bikes have, you know, $1,000 worth of light mods on there. Woo! I just jumped a little bit, yo. Man, this is really good to be back on the dirt and have confidence. I mean, I don't have a huge amount of confidence because this is not my bike. I'm not used to it, but it feels so good that my confidence is through the roof. And I know the tires are going to react a little bit more with when I come upon those surprises in the road, like that big pothole back there. I can actually steer my way around it. Or if it was a pothole up here, I could actually, yeah, I locked up the rear. Oh, that was great. Can't do that on that RT. Won't let you do it. Won't let you do it. Woo! Oh yeah. Oh, I missed this. Oh, it handles these bumps really well. So already I see a big difference in, I would say probably I've got like top 5 choices of bikes that are in my price range. And I think this one just made it to number 2 from, you know, about 3 or 4. It just bumped way up. So, and immediately I'm comparing it to a V-Strom. A V-Strom off-road is capable. It doesn't have a lot of suspension travel. Suspension is not really good, and it's not tuned for stuff like this. But apparently this stuff, I mean, I've had some, they're not massive bumps, but they're big bumps in the road. They're big, you know. And these Stroms just don't typically handle those very well. It's kind of like, it's all about, what do you call it, rebound, I'm not a suspension expert. I just know that the value, there is so much value in an ADV bike with suspension. So if you've got some suspension mods on your ADV bike, I'm very interested in it. All of a sudden, especially if it's a, you know, it's like a Olin's or some good brand name stuff that's maybe tunable even, where I can adjust preload and rebound and all that good stuff. But this is already, if this is factory stuff, I love it, and it's much better than the V-Strom. or at least the ones I have owned. So I spent 2 hours riding this Tiger on the street, pretty hard on the street, and I would say, given the fact that it wasn't my bike, I was riding it pretty hard in the dirt too. That was my first real opportunity to ride a Tiger in the dirt, and I was very impressed. I've ridden several Tigers on the street, and they're a very capable and very fun street bike. I'm not sure how they do touring wise, but I mean, they've got the kit, they've got the room, they're very comfortable. But yeah, like I said, the most impressive thing was how well they handled in the dirt, and it's now the one of the leaders, and I've got my eye on one currently. Hopefully I can get up and take a look at that bike and maybe close the deal on that. I'm ready to pull the trigger. I've got to get my bike set up for traveling this spring and summer, and maybe even into the fall. Yeah, so Tiger is top of my list. I've been wanting to put my bike shopping list, and give you guys, that's been requested. A few people have asked for let's talk about the bikes that you're looking at, and give us some reasons. And I think it's a good start. I think give you guys an overall idea of what I look for in a bike that I could possibly live off of. So I'm going towards that direction, and hopefully I'll get something that's easy for me to maintain, fun for me to ride, and kind of fits all my needs. And hopefully I can pick one up pretty soon and continue on my journey. And if you enjoyed this, consider sharing a link to this video with your friends. That's my new strategy, is getting you guys to everybody that enjoys these videos, get you to share a link. Of course, like, and if you're not subscribed already, do that. But yeah, I'm just guessing that sharing might be the link that I've been missing to grow my audience a little bit. And if you don't mind helping out, sure would appreciate it. Send out a link to the folks that you think that might enjoy this video, and I'll see you on the next one.